This is what drives me nuts about women, like women in general. You're so upset about the thing that makes you happy. You're over here talking to, I'm so tan, but it's dope as fuck.
Wait. I just said my forehead looks very tan. I didn't like the way it looks. But overall, my body is tan, and I love it because it just gives me happiness.
I feel like you had half that conversation in your brain then.
Probably.
Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at takeabreathpod. You can check us out visually anywhere you social media at takeabreathpod. And then if you like to listen to us, audio wise, you go check us out. Look for a conversation with Judy and Ryan. I will explain the reasoning for that another day. We don't have time. This show is too packed today, okay? It is too packed full of stuff.
Look, can I just say... Oh, sorry, finish.
No, go ahead now. You already stopped me.
So remember how last week I was telling you my friend was trying to find us, whatever. So it's Otis. And so he's listening to the episode this week. He's like, I don't appreciate you getting me yelled at by Ryan.
I didn't know it was you, Otis. I'm sorry.
I go, you'll get used to it.
Wait, how could it? This story doesn't fully make sense. Only because how's it Otis? Otis been listening to stuff since like season.
I think he stopped at.
Oh, so you're trying to get Otis yelled at for not listening to the show? Real nice, Judy. Honestly, Otis, I just appreciate that you're here, man. Okay.
That you're back. See, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm just glad. I'm glad you're back. And since you're back, please remember, wherever you are, just look around real quick. Make sure there's some people in the area, and just say, top of your lungs, listen to a conversation with Judy and Ryan. Right? Because we need you guys to like, share, and subscribe. But the biggest thing for us is we're small, so you got to share with people, share the content. And in my opinion, just verbally telling people to listen to the show is the best way, because then they're gonna have to go and look it up.
Yep.
And sorry, I almost made another joke about at TABPOD. I'm trying to be a better person. All right. If you're at work, all staff email. You could yell it if you want to. I don't really care at this point. All staff email though, because some people work hybrid, so you got to make sure you get everybody. And just in the subject, listen to a conversation with Judy and Ryan, and then in the body you hit F, and then you hit send, and then you're good to go. All right. Judy, like I said, we have a very jam-packed show today, and it starts off. I had this whole thing set up where I wanted to get a challenge going with you about who could get more subscribers by the end of the year. But then since the last time we were on, I got like 8 new subscribers on the YouTube channel, and we're at 52 now. Like, what the heck, guys? Thank you so much. Oh my God.
That is crazy.
The numbers just kept going up and up, and the EP would be like, babe, do you know that we have so? I was like, shh, you don't say it. If you say it, then they become bots and they go away. But oh my God, honestly, everyone who is subscribed to this show, even if you don't subscribe, as long as you participate in some way, but like, as
Does
someone,
that mean they have 10,000 views?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, to be fair, most of those are probably me, but
that's still a lot. I mean,
but honestly, yeah, like as somebody who deals with self-doubt, this kind of stuff is awesome. So thank you so much for, for being part of the show. I don't want to say that you enjoy it, because some people are just here. Like, I feel like some people hate watch me. Not you, Judy. Not you. But some people, like, they watch me just so they could, a lot like how many people were watching the debate tonight. The presidential debate is happening as we're recording. Yeah. And a lot of people, like myself, were doing it almost as like a BDSM thing. Like, this angers me so much that I'm kind of horny. Okay. So I just want to go over a couple things. Now, I'm not going to go over everything line by line. If that's the kind of content that you want, then we're not the podcast for you, okay?
We're not. There's plenty of those others out there, please.
Her husband is downloaded several of them.
I'm sure he'll listen to all of them tomorrow.
See, that's that other kind of cake. That's the I'm always correct kind of cake, and I'm with that one too. Don't worry. We are right here, buddy. Okay. But just to quickly go over the presidential debate, because I was trying to watch it, trying to be as unbiased as possible. Look, here's the thing. It's not that I'm an anti-Republican. I'm an anti-Trump, okay? I do not like him as a person. And a lot of that, some of his politics are involved with that, but mostly I just don't like him, okay? So I'm not anti-Republican. Because not George Bush, Jesus, because Abraham Lincoln is like the greatest president ever.
Were you gonna say George?
Well, I was trying to not say George Bush, so I was thinking his name so much that that's the name that came out. See what happens when you try, Judy? Remember, kids, don't try. So I was watching the debate, trying to be as unbiased as possible. But the two things that kept coming up bothered me so much. First off, Trump is better about it than Biden is, but they both are unable to have fully coherent thoughts, right? So yep. Trump is the one, he'll just keep speaking. And so it sounds like he's more coherent because it's like a guy who's drunk and driving, but he's not hammered. So he sways, but it's never outside of the line. He's just swaying inside the line, right? And then Biden is the other kind who goes 14 miles under the speed limit. He just comes to a complete stop and then waits and then gathers himself again and then starts talking. So they're both just far out there. But on the couple things that I tried to understand tried to listen to when they were talking is they were talking about tariffs. First of all, tariffs don't help anyone. It's the same thing. Have you heard about Arizona iced teas?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yes, well, okay, yes, you've heard about it. The royal them haven't probably. So I don't know if you guys have heard. Arizona iced teas are still being sold from the manufacturer at the cost that the distributor can sell them for 99 cents. Okay?
Yep.
However, when you go to the distributor, a la your grocery store, your gas station, wherever, they are now somewhere around $1.29 to $1.50. And the reasoning for that is not because the cost from the manufacturer has gotten any bigger. It is because since everything has gone up, they've just put an increase on those as well. A 30% markup, 30 cents, I get it, but still a 30% markup on something that hasn't changed in price from the manufacturer. What do you guys think is going to happen with tariffs? For anyone who's saying, oh, he's going to tariff everyone. No, they just increase the price of everything. And then you want to say, oh, there's inflation didn't happen until all these other things happened. No. It was all combined, okay? Inflation doesn't happen at such a rapid rate as what we're having right now unless a lot of bad shit happens beforehand, okay? So the right side and the left side fucked us over in the current side, okay? Next.
Love that for us.
Jobs. I'm so tired of hearing so many candidates talk about, I brought more jobs to the economy than anyone else in the history of anything. I did it bigger than you. I did it better than you. You just had bounce back jobs. I have bounce up jobs. I'm so tired of this because you know why people can then make the argument with my immigration, how people can come in with no paperwork and take jobs that take other jobs away from American citizens? And I'm not even complaining about it, but do you know why it's possible?
Why?
Because they deregulate everything so much, or because the jobs that are, these so-called jobs that are available don't actually pay enough to make it worth anything. Okay, and I'm not talking about tip culture. I'm just saying a lot of jobs, like we've seen in California with this $20 an hour worker hike, right? You're telling me that $20 an hour to your workers is so drastic that you as the owner can't have a job, but then you're also like, well, I mean, these people don't want to work for $4 an hour, right?
Yeah.
So when I hear this stuff about jobs, there's so many things that go into it. It's jobs that don't actually, it's jobs where you have to take an extra job in order to have a full-time salary, essentially. It's jobs that have you put as a contractor when you're working 38 hours a week, but you still can't get benefits and you have to pay your own taxes off of it. It's so many things that just take advantage of people while at the same time not actually being something that anyone would actually say is something they would want to tip their cap to. Right? If I came and I was like, I made all these jobs, and then I actually found out what these jobs actually were, I don't think I'd be bragging about it so much. And then the last one, Roe v. Wade. Yeah, and I get it. I'm left on this one. But I'm not left because I just love killing babies so much. I just think it's fucking ridiculous that anyone should have control over anyone else's body without getting consent. That's literally what rape is. Sorry to tell you guys it like this, but when you take control of someone else's body and force it to do something that they don't want to do, yeah.
Wow. Maybe they should see it that way, but.
Right. So I'm very in favor of Roe v. Wade getting, it was overturned. So underturned, returned, turned. I wanted to come back. I wanted to make a full comeback.
Yes. There we go.
And finally, just so I could say this one more time, I am really not in favor of either candidate. Like, I get it. These are the two that we have. But, Biden is the only reason he's there is because he's in office right now. Like, I don't even think the Democrats actually want him. He's just like, he's there.
He's there.
And then Trump, I don't understand why they have let him bypass every aspect of what being a candidate actually is. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the thing that really gets me with both of them is that they're both, 72 and 75? Something like that. They're both early to mid 70s, right?
Yes.
And I came across this article. Oh, no, not that. I came across this article from Dick Van Dyke, or about Dick Van Dyke, I should say, celebrated Hollywood actor, in which he says, this is from The Hill, Dick Van Dyke dismisses Biden's age concerns. I'm 98 and I've got all my marbles, right? To which I said, okay, you might have all your marbles. Let's see what you've been doing. Since 2020, when Biden was elected, he's done 2 voiceovers. He was on Days of Our Lives for 4 episodes, so a week. And he did a voiceover of The Simpsons.
As himself.
Yes, as himself. To which I say, Dick Van Dyke, I love you. You helped create my childhood because it was on Nick at Night all the time, the Dick Van Dyke Show and the Mary Tyler Moore Show. But bro, you don't even have the energy to do an actual TV series. And you're telling me that homeboy can run the fucking free nation? Are we serious right now?
Okay, so Trump is actually 78 and Biden is 81.
Fuck!
Yes, exactly. Why is there no age cap to these things?
You know why? You know why there's no age cap?
Understand.
Because people want Bernie Sanders in office so goddamn badly. That's why there's never going to be an age cap, okay? They're like, don't worry, we can keep letting the older guys go because at some point Bernie's going to win. And nope, they just said, fuck it. We're going to get these 2 old guys in instead. Okay.
Anyways, wow. God, that
All
just
right.
made me very sad to see how old they are.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We might have the first, and I'm pretty sure it'll be the first, but we might have the first person die of natural causes in the White House. The first president dying of natural causes. That's something to really put your hat on.
Oh God. Yeah,
Oh.
that's woo. Love. Goodness. Love that.
And I'll stop on this because I didn't even say this. The EP said this. She was like, "This is like listening to two people just tell me that the other person is wrong, but for not actually saying why." Because they weren't giving any facts about anything or anything that could actually be like factually checked. It seemed like in a lot of stuff. Although I will say, Trump said one thing that I was like, bro, come on. He was like, he was talking about somehow he got money from NATO and NATO gave like hundreds of billions of dollars, but it was from a very secret meeting that he had with them. He's like, yeah, I was in a very secret meeting, super secret. No one was allowed to know. And because of that meeting, billions of dollars.
It just came out of nowhere. You know what? Look.
Oh, God. All right. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Enough about that. I'm sorry about how much time I took with that and how aggressive I probably was with that. Let's get back to the funny ha-has. Judy has... This is an interesting one because normally when we do this segment, it's like a certain person or something like that. But Judy has icks to go around today.
Just two. I thought it was three, but the third one is one of our later topics. So.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Yeah, but two. All right. Let me tell y'all, because one happened this week. And I guess both of these happened this week, but it kind of just brought my mind back to it. So I like to eat my lunch in the car when I can. That's just so I can get out from work. I can get out of my cubicle. I can just sit down, listen to my podcast, watch TikTok, and eat lunch. So earlier this week, I was just sitting in the car eating my lunch, and this man just walks past my car, like slowly, like he could see that someone's in the car. And he looks me dead in the eyes and just stops for maybe like 2-3 seconds, just staring while I'm like in mid-bite of my food. And I give him this look like, why?
Why are you staring at me eating?
Why did you do that? It just gave me such creeper vibes. And then he just walked away. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, why did we make direct eye contact?
So I get what you're saying, and I understand the ick of that. I honestly, I'm going to tell you this as a means to try and just help you understand it.
Okay.
I think that he was kind of zoned out. And then when he saw you through the window and the glare and everything and you eating, he probably saw something weird in his brain for a second. And he had to like, and while most people, I will give you this, most people would have just been like, I just saw the weirdest shit and that there's weird stuff in the world. He was like, no, I have to understand what just happened. I have to understand and know what I'm looking at. And that's why and then his brain cleared up. He's like, oh, I've made a mistake and kept walking.
I have no idea. That has never happened to me. Like most times people just are like, I'm trying to get to my car. They're like focused on going to lunch. No, this man was just, he's just a little off. And I go, okay, bro, that's just a little weird. But you know what? We'll keep it pushing. Finish my lunch. I don't think I'll ever see him again. So,
so we hope.
I usually park around the same area too every day.
Honestly, I almost forgot about this. You got to remember, you're a celebrity, Judy, okay? That guy was probably like, holy shit. Did I see Judy? Have a conversation with Judy and Ryan? There's no fucking way. You got to remember these things, okay?
You know what? That'd be actually kind of funny because he looked like a millennial, I would say. So,
hey, we reach all age groups, okay?
Yeah.
Technically, we're not, because of the way I talk, technically we're not allowed to talk to anyone under 18. Oh. But But our age groups from there on out, I mean, it hits everything. So
Look, apparently our podcast is rated clean on Apple Podcasts.
Whoa, that's a mistake. Someone did not do the research.
Yeah.
I didn't put that.
You didn't know that?
No. When I upload our stuff to YouTube, do you know how quickly I put not for underage audiences, mature content only? You know how fast I do that?
Apparently you don't do that on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to go check everything out. Oh, God.
You might have to put like mature content.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to go. Okay. Well,
or explicit something. Anyway.
Hold on. I'm going to write a note. Check Apple before we get banned. Okay. All right, cool. So, all right, who's the other person that gave you the ick?
It's not a person. It's a group of people. So, I was sitting in my cubicle. My two bosses are my boss is my she boss was in my he boss's office, right? With their doors closed, having
vaguely
a meeting.
Sexual.
Sorry, that's all I had to say. I didn't want to say names. Yeah, we know he boss, she boss. Anyways, so I'm looking at the doors. No, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
I figured it was better than beach.
What is this show?
It's my therapy session. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay,
your he boss was your she boss was in your he boss's office.
Yes, they're having a meeting.
Which right there annoys me about fucking corporations. I know we're going to talk a little bit about that later, but the fact that you have to say a sentence like that is so fucking annoying.
Yeah. So, okay, anyways, they're having a meeting. And all I see, so like the way their doors or the glass in the doors are with their privacy, it has like half of it's kind of the blurry, they put like a film over it, but then the other parts are just glass. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can y'all see that? Okay. So the bottom third of the glass in the door, I can see like all their feet. And I just look over and my she boss just has her feet out of her heels. And it's just kind of, her feet are just hanging out there, right? And I go, ew.
Wait. So you get the ick because someone took their shoe off?
Yes. That gives me the ick. Like, it's like, why are you doing that? Keep your heels on, keep your sandals on. I don't care where you are, ladies. Why do y'all do that? I see it at restaurants.
Why is this a big deal? Like, I would get it. And I'm not saying, this is not one of those where I'm like, hey, Judy, I think no, I'm just trying to understand I get it if they took it off and then they put their foot on the ground or like on the chair or whatever. But if it's just chilling, like, because I've done that at times, like if I've had flip-flops on.
Slides? Uh-huh.
Yeah, if I've had slides on or something and I'm out at a restaurant, like I've kicked it off for a half second, just like, hey, fun guy here, and then I put my slide back on. It's all in my head, so no one knows that I'm being weird, but
someone's watching you.
Apparently you are, and you're judging me.
Well, no, she didn't have it on her heels, though. She had it like on the ground. I don't understand.
She had her foot on the ground?
Yes, I mean, like my he boss won't see it because the way they're sitting, but I'm just staring at her toes, her feet, just hanging out on carpet.
Yeah, no, that's kind of gross. That is, lady boss, you're gross.
You know, they do that. I've seen ladies do that at the airport. Also, the people who like take your shoes off and you don't have any socks on, walking around the airport. That's also another ick. Like, why do y'all do this?
Yeah, I mean,
like I wear slides to the TSA line, but I'll always make sure to have socks on.
Yeah, and socks and slides are the only acceptable form of wearing a sandal with a sock. Like you can don't do flip flops, but do some slides and put some socks on. I don't understand anyone who can walk around the airport in any manner without like proper footwear. Okay. And then on top of that, look, I'm not really a germy kind of guy. I don't really care about that kind of stuff as much. Even I'm down to get some hand sanitizer at the airport. Okay. Like, let's understand, it's where all the germs are accumulated at.
It's yeah. Anyways, but yeah.
I'm actually kind of sorry. Just real quick side note. I'm kind of glad. This is like the one good thing about COVID is that it's acceptable to wear a mask when you go to the airport now. Like, I'm not saying that I will do it because I'm lazy, but I'm glad that I have that option now. Right? That I won't feel like everyone's, unless I'm in certain parts of the country,
judging you or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People won't be judging me for doing it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that was really. I'm just like, feet out in public spaces like that.
See, I think I remember how we did. Remember how I told you about how like I don't like feet stuff. Remember? Yeah. I think that like this is your therapeutic moment where we're realizing Judy is just also not into any kind of feet stuff. Okay, guys. She doesn't like them. She doesn't want to be around them. Do you let Keith touch your feet?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you're into kinky feet stuff. Never mind. You're just not into red.
I mean, look, sometimes.
Oh, I see. Like, I totally see. You're just like, what's the point of having feet out if you're not going to do sex stuff with them? You're wasting foot time. Fuck this. I'm out. I get it. I totally get it.
Yes, exactly that.
Well, speaking of sex stuff, Judy.
Oh.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask the royalness of it. Has yous heard of the is it Tuah? Tuah? I feel like I say it wrong every time.
It's Tuah.
Tuah. So it's supposed to be a girl or a person, I should say, who would be like spitting into their hand, let's say. The sound that, right? That would be the actual sound.
Yes.
Right?
Good job.
But people can't do that. They can't be like did you hear the girl? No, they have to be the Tuah, or however you say it. And just in case you're still wondering what I am talking about, because at this point, the show is just driving off the rails. Here's some audio for you. Unless you're watching at takeabreathpod, then you could see the video in real time.
And go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. Yeah.
So, there we go. We have it. She's pretty much explained it right there. And this girl went super viral for this, right?
Super viral.
Everyone at this point, in some way, shape, or form, has heard of this girl.
Yes.
And this is this makes me feel real good about my manliness, even though I don't know if you can see, I have a Pride shirt on. See? Jim Bear.
That's pretty cute, actually. I like that.
Thank you. I got a whole new mess of t-shirts, so we'll see them one by one as the shows go on. But this is how you know I ain't never spat on that thing. Because I cannot say Tuah to save my life.
Tuah.
See, you obviously have done it once or twice, okay? Keith, you're a lucky man. It's nice and lubricated. We appreciate you. You're the American dream, friend.
You appreciate it?
Yeah, I appreciate that he's living a good lubricated lifestyle.
I hope you are too, right?
Look, I have no complaints. But at the same time, I will say, I don't, that's a sound I don't think the EP is capable of making. Okay. Right?
Okay.
Like there is a level of not debauchery, but like you just have to not care about yourself to that certain level that I just don't think she's capable of at this point in time. I think she thinks too highly of herself to ever just be like, Tuah! Okay.
I love how it changes like every time you do it.
Well, because now it makes sense. You just do it normally. Then I don't have to be like Tuah and sound stupid every time. Okay.
Anyways, yes. So this girl went viral. I think she went viral over the weekend or something. Maybe
I think
early
so.
last week. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that Keith sent me like a meme, and I go, "What the hell does that even mean?" Like he saw this before I even got to see it.
Well, of course. I mean,
hell?
they were talking. She was talking. For anyone who still doesn't understand, they were talking about beaches.
Beaches. Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder how did it even get like? Anyways, I have so many questions.
Because I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how right now. And I didn't even get this in a group chat from any of the guys because I don't know. Don't want to talk about that. Anyway, the way it circles with guys is, yo, did your girl ever give you that hawk taw? My girl give me that hawk taw all the time, right? And then that's how it goes. And next thing you know, you got Keith just being like, babe, I gotta defend your hawk tawiness. Right? That's how it happens.
Makes sense.
You know, just like if there was a guy out there who was talking about how he makes a girl happy, and he's like, oh, you gotta give her that alphabet. Right? That would make the fucking girl chats go crazy, because then it'll be like, yo, why don't I get that alphabet? Right? So you just gotta look at it from all the perspectives.
You gotta find these people who do these random interviews on the streets, and then you can do that, and then you can also go viral. That's how we're gonna make this big.
Yeah,
that's how you're gonna become famous.
Out of my
You're gonna be the alphabet guy.
I have to go out of my apartment after 8 p.m. on a Saturday. Okay, like I just don't know if I have that in me at this random 38-digit number that I've become age-wise, because I'll never become 40.
We don't know when you'll be 39, but it's sometime.
Hey guys, remember, you can be whatever age you want as long as you use one simple term: denial. Oh.
Anyway,
didn't she get fired or something though?
Yeah, I saw a video where this man is explaining it. Apparently, Tuah girl is a preschool teacher. Yeah, and I go, but I'm like, why would she get fired for this? It's not like she was saying anything derogatory, or like that last girl we had on, like the last TikTok we watched on here with, you know, that crazy
Well, yeah,
chick.
but that's the difference, because travel... I'm trying not to...
No, not Travel Bee. The Tad wife lady.
Trad wife? Oh.
Yeah. Not Travel Bee. Travel Bee is still employed somewhere.
Okay.
No.
Oh, God. Okay.
Maybe you laughing.
Yeah, no, just the way you said that made me laugh really fucking hard. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just have to experience the show, okay? And that's what I'm doing, all right? So when I first heard that she had been fired, I thought that was one, and I still do to a degree, 1,000,000% ridiculous. Now that I've heard she's a preschool teacher, first off, I would like to know, like, what kind of preschool is it? Is it like an actual preschool, or is it a fucking a daycare, right? Because when I was taking Asher to daycare, they called it preschool, just the same as when I was paying for his preschool, okay? Amazing how they were called the same thing.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand the difference between a daycare and preschool, because everything's kind of preschool if you're not really in kindergarten.
Right.
So,
but let's assume that she's at, like, you know, one of these Bon Appetit fancy French prep schools that turn your children into the greatest aristocrats that have ever been.
Like a Montessori.
Yeah, or a Bon Appetit. I swear to God, that's one in my city. So let's say she's at one of those. Okay, I get it. It's a bad look, but I still... this is obviously she's in a right to work state. like I live in. And by that, I mean they can fire you for anything that they want, right? Because there's no way she got fired for cause because of this. And the only other thing is unless she signed something, which every fucking place is starting, where they basically have you sign a terms and service contract that you're not going to read all 817 pages of.
No,
right?
no one ever does. Right.
And someone in there says, will not make a fool of myself on social media. See, it's right there in black and white, Tuah. It's right there. Dumbass. You should have known better before you were out partying and talking about spitting on that thing. Tuah.
Spit on that thing.
I appreciate her energy, to be quite honest.
Me too.
I don't think, and look, here's the other thing. It's preschool. Do you think these kids are actually going to remember that their preschool teacher talked about giving a beach on the side of a club on a random Saturday night?
Exactly. It's not like your high school teacher that y'all found on OnlyFans. Okay, there's a difference between these two things. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Wait, who found their high school teacher on OnlyFans?
It was a whole thing, like during after like COVID, kind of, you know, all the teachers started going back to school.
So,
did you see these news articles, like, you know, like students find teachers OnlyFans? It's like it's become a big thing in.
I'm sure it has because teachers really don't make shit for money, so I'm sure it has. But like, damn, you thought that like, I don't know. I don't want. It's too much. It's too much to get into at this moment.
Yeah. It's a lot, but still, I don't think she should have gotten fired. And, you know, I hope you find work, Tuah, girl. I don't even know your real name.
Oh, we all know that she'll always be able to find work. You know what I'm saying? Okay. She has got the skills to find money. However she may. Look, I'm not saying that she should do it. I'm saying that she can.
She can.
Okay?
You know what?
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
All right. Am I overreacting? And this one, I feel like this is kind of cut and dry, but at the same time, I feel it can go both ways. So, am I overreacting for getting upset with husband carpooling with a female coworker to a business event 1 hour away?
Ooh, okay.
Female coworker kept asking my husband to carpool with her as she didn't want to drive alone. I'm not fond of this girl as she has overstepped her boundaries many times. An example is she used to call my husband late at night, 8 to 9 p.m., and be on the phone for 2 hours. I told him to cut it out, and it hasn't happened since.
Okay.
Or at least to my knowledge. I've also caught a text where she was at work on a day he was off and said, "Wish you were here." She calls him her twin, which is better than work husband, I guess.
Twin.
I guess she calls him her twin because they have many things in common. No shit. It's because she fucking thinks they look just alike. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Sorry.
Okay, anyways,
a work event came up, and the event was about an hour and a half away. She kept bugging him about carpooling, so he said yes. I was not happy about the situation, but he said nothing happened and that I'm overreacting. I'll let you go, Judy.
Okay, first of all, if my husband is on the phone with some work lady for 2 hours or what have you, no. Keith, if you're listening, and you're on the phone for 2 hours.
No, Keith right now is like, I don't want to fucking talk to my regular friends for 2 hours. You're going to be on the phone with someone from work?
Exactly. You know, that's exactly how he really does feel.
Right. No, I get it. It's a mutual feeling.
Yeah, I don't think you're overreacting, but like, what if, you know, honestly, I always just say, trust your gut. And I feel like she already knows.
So
that there may be some things happening, and she's just like, I don't like that.
So I honestly don't think anything is happening. I really don't think a single thing is happening. And the reason for that is I don't know many women who are like can't wait to fuck my twin. Right? Like, I don't know of many women who, when they're talking about the guy that they're lusting after, which is normally what we're talking about in a relationship in which he's married and so he'd be cheating, right? So there's obviously some lust going on. I don't know many women that would be like, oh, yes, he's just so much my twin. Now, what I will say in this woman's defense is she is overreacting when it comes to this woman coworker lady, right? She's not overreacting in being like something's off here, because the husband keeps telling her to shut the fuck up and that all of her issues are dumb, essentially, right? He'll talk to her for 2 hours, but here's how you know like nothing's actually happening to a degree is because what guy is just blatantly like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to this chick from work for 2 hours, like, chill. Like, if something was going on, you would feel like there would be a little more tact, a little more mystique about everything. Like, they'd be trying to hide it a little bit. But the fact that he is just casually okay with being like, I'm gonna talk to this girl for 2 hours, shut up. And then, I don't want you driving with her, shut up.
I'm gonna go do it anyways.
Yeah,
I don't know about maybe you should get a new husband. Not in the sense that he's cheating on you, but just like he's really very dismissive of your feelings.
Now, counterpoint to that, what is the one thing that will get a guy to be on the phone for a couple hours? If you give us something that we really, really are passionate about, right? And one of the things that I picked up from this is that he is really, really passionate about going against his wife's wishes, right? So I think that part of it is that he might also be like, I don't know, maybe he even like complains about his life situation, because it doesn't sound like either of them are super happy.
Maybe, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's like maybe he's confiding in her, but then again, you shouldn't talk to other people about your marriage problems, bro. Like, talk to your wife about it.
We just blasted through the whole newest season on Netflix of Married at First Sight. And one of the biggest things that happened was that one guy was, and I think it's fine, but I also understand the other side's part to it, is he was venting to one of the other husbands about issues that he was having. And then the husband that was getting vented to, his wife went and told the other wife that her husband was venting, and that's how it turned into a whole thing, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Messy.
Yeah, they made it real messy. We need like 4 or 5 Swiffers, okay? So I understand the venting, but I also understand what you're saying, because sometimes people just need an outlet, especially now. Okay, I'll put it like this. I think it's okay to vent about your significant other if you do intend on talking to that person, because sometimes, and what I mean your significant other, because sometimes you need to get it out ragefully in order to be able to be like, okay, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? So I can see you kind of disagree. You're like, no, I want to be the first to know. You bet. What you talking to Jim for?
Who's calling right now?
Yeah, see, you're just more concerned that Keith is going to be talking to a female for 2 hours.
Look, unless it's my sister-in-law, I don't know what you be doing.
Even then, I can't see him talking to his sister for 2 hours.
I mean, we've talked. Well, like
we've
no. Like they talked, but I don't know if they talked for like 2 hours. But
that's what I'm saying. 2 hours. Like my brother Alex, I love him and I enjoy talking to him. If I was on the phone with him for more than 30 minutes, I might stab myself in the eardrum. Oh, I can't hear you anymore. I don't know. Something weird is happening. I gotta go. Bye.
Fair. Unless it's a vent session, I can see that it's not going to be long. Yeah, not 2 hours.
That's 2 fucking hours. Like,
It can happen.
I mean, honestly, the EP will talk to Allison. Remember for a couple weeks ago, Allison,
Yeah.
they'll talk for a couple hours. And even then, I'm like, how are you still going? Is there an off switch?
I don't think I could talk to anyone for that long. Like back in the day when all we did was talk on the phone, man, I could talk for days. Now I'm just like,
I'm telling you, it was like being transported back to her high school days. They were feeding off each other, and it was after 2 hours, it was still just as potent. Like, oh my god, like, and I was like, and he was like, and they were like, wow, the whole time. I was this close to stabbing myself in the eardrum. Then, okay, I wasn't even part of the conversation. All right, that does it for the first half of A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Oh yeah, when we come back, I have something that's really upsetting me, and it's called Barbie culture. And we're going to get into that next, right here, on A Serious Conversation with Judy and Ryan, because I'm upset about stuff. Woo! I always forget.
did you? You took a pause there. Like, do I say bye or do I say woo?
I'm turning into Joe Biden on the spot, man. What do you want from me? Woo! Welcome back to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan on YouTube, TikTok, Twix, anywhere visual at TABPOD. If you like to listen, A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. That's not me taking a shot at you, Otis. I'm just explaining stuff for anyone who might have any kind of trouble finding the show. I'm not upset. No.
No.
Of course not. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I don't know why you wouldn't. We're so nice to all of our listeners. But
So nice.
if you do any of those, or if you just listen, I always try to say this, we appreciate it. But the biggest thing that you can do is share the show. And the way that I think is best is just wherever you're at, just as loud as you can, even if it's in the library, because this is basically a public service announcement. You just say, listen to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Remember, if you're at work, you can say that, but also double down, because a lot of people, they work from home or they're working that hybrid life, right? So all staff email, executives included, because this is how you work your way up the corporate ladder, by giving them good ideas like this. And in the subject line, you just put, listen to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan, hit send, you're good to go. All right?
Yep.
Okay, Judy. So
Okay.
last week, we were talking about my hair.
Yes.
Do you remember? Okay.
Yes.
And you had said that I should diffuse my hair. Mm-hmm. For what reason?
Because it may look better. What did I say?
You said something specific. You said you would
Okay.
have nicely defined curls.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about this. I really was. And I was thinking, when have I ever said that I wanted to have nicely defined curls? Mm-hmm. In fact, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I've only ever said, hey, my whole life I've had curly hair. It'd be cool if these bitches would straighten out a little bit. And then you come in with what I have deemed Barbie culture and try to just make it so that I become your little Barbie doll and I could try on all these different looks for you. And just so you know, I'm gonna stop right here. I'll get back to this in a second, but serious talk. I only call it Barbie culture because I could not come up with a 1-to-1 on a male toy side. Like, there wasn't anything on the men's side, or the boy side, I should say, that You could dress their clothes. You could, I mean, maybe G.I. Joe, but that's from like the fucking 50s. And then when you get to the 80s G.I. Joes, the clothes didn't come off. You could change their weapons around or whatever. So as I'm saying, I couldn't find a boy's toy that allowed you to completely control how they look. Okay, that's why I call it Barbie culture, because with Barbies, women control
and other dolls, really, yeah.
Well, yeah, but Barbie is the most popular one. Okay, they made Bratz movies, but they made Barbie cinematic. Okay, but this is something I really do think happens because it's not just you who has done this. The EP has done this too. Where I'm saying, no, I want long, I almost want wavy hair. I don't want to have deep defined curls. But then if I just turn the camera onto you, Judy, oh my God, look, you have lovely straight hair. You've never had a fucking curl in your life, have you?
Nope.
Oh, I bet you would love to see what lovingly locks of curls look like on somebody. Of course you're telling me to diffuse. And it's the same thing with the EP. And then you're sending me videos of a fucking brush. What's the brush do?
Make your... Wait, I don't know which video you're talking about though.
The brush one. We only had one brush.
Oh, the demi brush. Yes, that also makes your hair, you twist it and then
it makes your hair what?
Curly.
Oh. See? So you know what I did? I went and took drastic measures. Okay? All right? I went Hiroshima on this motherfucker. Okay? Look what you caused me to do. Look what you told me to do!
Oh, you cut it?
Yeah! I cut it! I have a mullet now. It's party in the front and gone in the back.
Wait, why'd you do that though? Because
I told you I was taking drastic measures against you and Barbie culture. This is my flag in the sand.
Like in a bun and it's all shaved down there.
Yeah,
Is that your style now?
This is I got it last Saturday, so this is a week-ish old at this point. But yeah, wow. So no, honestly,
new style for the summer, huh?
So I really do wish I could say it's because I was so pissed at you. That's not true. I can't be honest about that. But going back, the more that I thought about it and the curls and the diffusing, I was like, this motherfucker. Why didn't she go have Keith use that fucking brush and put a fucking diffuser on his head and get curls?
He doesn't have long curly hair like you.
Well, make him grow his hair and use that brush and diffuse. I'm sure he will.
I tried. We've already discussed this. Every time I say something about how nice and long his hair is, he goes and gets it cut. We talked about this.
Oh, God. Good move, Keith. He's like, Keith, your hair is so nice. That's how you make a woman prove her love. By saying the thing that she likes the most, fuck it, it's gone. Do you still love me? Do you?
Yeah, I guess do.
But no, honestly, it's just it's basically that's how I've wanted my hair to look for a minute. And it's also, I don't know, I wear it up a lot, but I also didn't want all the excess stuff going on. It's really hard to keep this fucking mane under control, especially with the lack of work that I want to put into it. Anyone, if you've ever seen I'm especially say a black woman's hair, and it just looks like everything, even if it looks kind of messy, but it still there's no straggly hairs or anything like that. There's so much work goes into that, more than there really should. Okay? Yeah. So I wanted something a little more manageable, I guess. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And also I do wear my hair up a lot, especially at work. So I just wanted something that would make that a little more amenable. Mm-hmm. The EP approves. Okay? Mm-hmm. She's been, I know that I said that she doesn't, but just, let's pretend she's been hawked on the shit out of this place since the haircut. Okay?
We'll need to see it done fully up without the cap type things in one episode.
No, but I'll send you a picture. Okay?
No.
Yeah, no, that goes against the brand, okay? It's bad enough. It's bad enough that I already got rid of some of the hair, I should say, and that it doesn't look like the guy. Well, actually, it kind of does now that I'm looking at it because I had short hair then. Either way, no. The hat stays. That's the brand. The brand is the hat. There we go. The one thing I didn't think of, though, or I don't know if I didn't think of it or if he just didn't do it correctly. I really love my barber. I will keep going back to him. He was dope. But he went a little too high in the back. And I think it's because I told him how I would do my hair. So, like, the line is right here, essentially, right? But for looking at TABPOD, the line at the back of my head, let's say, goes to right here.
Oh, so it kind of curves up.
Yeah, right?
I see what you're saying.
So that's... I got hair in my headphones! Okay, sorry. This is what happens when you have a hat and you gotta adjust everything. So the issue is that I have like a 90s model haircut now, kind of, because my hair, like you said, it swoops in the back. So it's long on the sides, and then when it's in the back of my neck, it's like not even covering my neck at all. I look like fucking Terry Hatcher and Superman and Lois.
You have, what do they call? You have a slanted bob.
Oh fuck! I don't want that. I don't. Oh.
Slanted bob.
All right. Well.
Wow.
Hopefully my hair will grow out enough that I don't have a slanted. I don't like that at all. That sounds like something I shouldn't want to have. Slanted. See what Barbie culture did? Is it made me get a slanted bob.
I didn't do that.
It's Barbie culture. You drove me to this.
I just asked about diffusing your hair. I didn't make you go and get it cut like that, all right?
It was the diffuser plus the brush. The brush was like, the brush had set me on tilt, and then the diffuser set me over the edge. I will say, like, and I'm joking, but I will say I'm joking about how much it upset me.
Yeah.
But I will say that when I saw the video, I did go to the EP. I was like, does Judy know what kind of fucking hair I have? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not kidding. This brush is designed to put curls into straight hair.
No. It's for curly hair to. It's different. I tried using that brush, and it does not work
the one that you showed me is a girl with straight hair that brush put curls into, because you would be wrapping the brush the hair all the way around the brush and then forcing the hair to like coil.
No, she already had curly hair to begin with. If I take that same brush and to my stick straight hair, it will not curl. It will not do anything
that's because your hair is as stubborn as you are in this argument, okay?
No.
That's all that's happening.
I'll have to prove you wrong later. We got other topics to talk about in this half.
Fine. We'll move on to the next topic. That's fine, okay? Tell me how to save 100K by 30. How the fuck was I supposed to save 100,000 8 years ago? Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me how I was supposed to do that.
What? You know what? I will. I'm not telling you how you're supposed to do that. I'm gonna just break it down for you, because one, this thread or whatever they're called it's the opposite of Twix, right? This lady was talking about. Yeah. Okay. Are they just called the thread?
No one's on there. No one cares. Just call it whatever.
Anyways, whatever. This lady posted about something, if you had the whole scenario was if you had 100K invested by the time you're 30. And honestly, I stopped reading over that because I was like, bitch, by the time I'm 30, let me do the math and see what that equates to, okay? So I did some Googling, and I'm not going to cite my sources because I just Googled first numbers I saw, perfect, just try to make it all even.
All right.
So, okay, so you want to invest. I like how this is
real scientific.
You want to invest 100K by the time you're 30. So the average college graduate right now is 24 years old. So essentially, you have 6 years to save/invest 100K. So if you just do the quick math, 100K divided by 72 months, which is 6 years, you're looking at about $13.88 a month that you need to invest to reach your 100K goal by the time you're 30.
Right.
Okay. I looked, the average salary for a new college grad in Texas is about $59,000-$60,000 a year.
Okay.
Okay. So you take the 60K divided by 12, you're looking at about 5K a month, right? Now let's just say we take off 1,500 of that goes to your taxes, health insurance, what have you, that's all taken out of your salary. And your take home is $3,500 a month. Okay. The average rent in the US is $1,700. Okay. I tell you, I did all this math, right? So you're left over from your take home pay of 35, subtract that 17 for your rent. You're left with about $1,800 overall a month.
Okay.
So you take your 1,800 and you subtract that 1,388 because you're trying to save for your 100K by 30.
Okay.
You're left with just $400 a month for your bills, your food, and what have you.
Okay.
Now, granted, all these numbers are just kind of skewed. It doesn't based on where you live, if you live in a higher, if you state, whatever. Just an average. I'm happy for the people who can, grind down and not spend money. And if this is what they're really wanting to do is, have this 100K invested, wherever good on you. But the average person is not going to be able to do that. And I don't like how all these financial people on these social medias are expecting, 20-something year old kids to have this kind of expectations, right?
See, I don't disagree with you, but real quick, because I was doing some math while you were talking, right? And I know that this is not feasible for everyone. Just like having everyone be able to save $100,000 is not, especially with the way you just put it out in front of us, is not feasible. And part of that in bills that you didn't even mention, and maybe you can defer them or whatever, but it's student loans. Like that's, that alone is going to be, let's say, $100 out of your $400 that
you have left,
right? Now,
just
what I will say, I was doing the math on my own.
Okay.
And I don't think that this is a terrible way to have kids look at it. If they start at 18, that gives them 12 years to save $100,000, right?
Okay.
So if you do 12 years times 12 months is 144 months, right? So if I go 100,000 divided by 144 months, that's $700 a year, essentially.
Okay.
That seems feasible.
Wait, you said $600 a year?
$700 a year.
A year?
Oh, no, that's a month. Fuck.
I was like, wait, a year?
My math was way off. Okay, no, at 18, you have to be saving $700 a month. Holy cow.
A month.
This is why you're the numbers person. Because every time I try to do math on this show, I fuck it up somehow. I was so sure I had it right. Fuck.
I mean, at 18, I was making, granted, nothing has really changed. At 18, I was making $7 an hour, working 20 hours a week.
Oh, yeah, no. As soon as I realized that was a monthly total and not a yearly total, it's just, that's stupid. That's essentially, you need to save a month what most kids are making a month at that point. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me seeing that now at my age, but I'm just so discouraged that this is what, I should have been starting, way in high school and not thinking about these things. And I'm glad that there's more resources for kids and early 20-somethings can actually have this resource and know about these things. But I don't know.
I don't disagree with you on the fact that the knowledge being out there is great, right? But knowledge is awesome, but it doesn't mean dick if you can't do anything with it, right?
Right.
So, and that's what I'm saying. If if by doing this, you have to now figure out a way to spend as a college graduate, let's say, as a normal college graduate. So we'll just say, let's say you deferred your student loans and you're not paying for it. So we'll do the full 400, right? You have to figure out how to pay all of your bills, all of your gas, all of your car insurance. Like that's where these things don't math. The math doesn't math at that point. And it's because these are the same, by saying you should save $100,000 by the age of 30, that's the same as saying, or that's coming from the same people who were like, oh yeah, you should work during the summer so that you can just pay your school off year by year. Because that used to be possible. It used to be possible that you could work over the summer and that would get you enough money to pay for your school over the whole next 9 months.
Yeah.
And that's not possible anymore. For one reason or another, that is not a possibility to be able to pay your way through school. So you have to get a loan. Same thing with a house. I would love to pay $500 a month. Guess what? Anything that is not I live in Vegas, so I get it. I live in a big city. But anything that is $1,700 or less is in a part of town that I wouldn't feel comfortable having my kid in. Is in a part of town that I wouldn't feel comfortable putting my wife into. Like that's the fucking heads and tails of it, right? Mm-hmm. And is that me being snooty about it? Sure, but guess what? Safety when it comes to my family is paramount. So I will gladly pay a couple $100 more a month to make sure that they always feel like they are in a part of town that's safe. Okay?
Right.
Sorry, I know I got off track with that, but it is that kind of thinking that is so based on shit that was going on in the 1970s that makes me just wonder, where the fuck are you guys living?
Yeah. It's just really, I don't know. I see all of these TikToks, like, I think I sent you one where this guy was like, oh, you should have every paycheck, you should put X amount in your savings, X amount in, in your blah, 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 and X amount. And I'm like adding this all up. I go, so you want me like to have a job that gives me like $10K a month? Like,
yeah, it's the same thing where I see people, they're like, oh, this is my daily routine and how I make $1 million a year. I wake up at 6 a.m. I do a meditation. I go for a bike ride. I get into the office by 8. I do 3 hours of customer work. And then I do 3 hours of creative work. And then I take a 2-hour lunch. And then when I get home, I have 3 more hours of creative work. And I'm just like, bro, what world do you live in that you get to pick and choose when the hours of the day are happening? Like, you're talking about someone who is obviously good for you. You hopefully have earned it, but you're running something in which you control your own schedule. Most of us have to clock in and out. We don't get, oh, you know what? I don't feel like responding to emails right now. Okay, I'm going to do 3 hours of creative work. My boss say, shut the fuck up and get in your goddamn email.
yes.
The boutique was not built on creative work. It was built on emails, bitch.
Anyways, yeah. So that really just triggered me, and I'm like, I have to do all the math and break this down so I can see exactly where this lady wants me to get this money from.
No, I get that.
And that's just giving you the average salary. I was not making $60K as soon as I graduated high school. Like,
I'm barely making that now. Okay, like that's why I also talk. Like, I'm living in an area, and by that I mean Vegas, where the the reports have come out. In order to live comfortably, you need to make about $91,000 a year. Okay, so honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I have a 2-income household, we wouldn't be close to that. We're barely close to it now with 2 incomes.
Yeah.
So I really wish that people would actually take everything into account. But at the end of the day, you know what they're doing? They're saying some dumb shit so that their stuff gets all the clicks. So that they or so that they can sell you whatever self-help book,
Yes.
Oh, The key to finance was always there. You just didn't buy my book.
Link in bio.
Exactly.
Join my class.
Remember to sign. I was going to say, sign up for my seminar.
God, every time it's like, I'll teach you how. Link in bio or read the caption. This is so dumb. Like, bitch, get out of here.
To which I say, and I've always said this about people who describe that in any medium, if you're so good at this one thing, then why aren't you doing this one thing to just become a billionaire? You feel so good about it that you want to share it with the math? Then share it. Then actually don't. No. Oh, I gotta charge. It's my time. Well, if it was your time, if you're so good at it, then use that to make yourself more money. That's okay. Let's get on to some happier stuff.
All right.
I'm really, well, you know what? I'll just start with the video, actually. There's a show, it used to be on Facebook TV, but the creator of it, he is a content creator. He does other stuff. He's been in like movies and television shows and stuff. I don't know his name, but the YouTube creator, Life According to Jimmy, used to have a show on Facebook TV or whatever that was called, right? And it was a parody of like the Real Housewives. And it was called The Real Bros of Simi Valley, right? So just imagine what that would be like. Now, for context of this scene you're about to see, Jimmy, or Xander, as he is played in this character, Xander and his girlfriend, wife, I don't know, it's a weird thing, are trying to find a new home. And they realize sorry, let me go back one step. They initially gave their realtor like a 2-mile radius of where they could look. And it was like all the most expensive houses in the part of town. So they're now talking to her and they're realizing that they can get a house in Simi Valley, maybe just not in that same section. Okay. So hold on. Let me play this for you.
Just to circle back, are you telling me we don't have to leave Simi?
Nope. Well, yes. Yes, no, you don't have to leave Simi Valley.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
Oh my God.
This is the best day of my life.
Well, did you hear that? This is the best day of my life. Okay?
Yeah.
Hold on to that.
Okay.
Best day of your life?
It's your best day of your life?
Yeah.
What about Hawk?
His first birthday was sick, but like... Oh, his birth. Yeah.
Yeah, the day he was
second
born.
best. Yeah, the second best day.
Okay?
Oh.
So, I would like to just get this fallacy out there, okay? The day your kid is born, I'm not going to speak from the mother's side, because having something physically yanked out of you and then presented to you,
yeah,
yanked and pushed, it's all the same mechanism, really, when we're thinking about it. But then presented to you, it's like, that's a trauma bond. I get that. Right,
Yeah,
so I get why that
came from inside of you.
Yeah, and it's also a culmination of the previous 9 months, right? So it's like it's like the Avengers Endgame to the MCU that was the birthing process, right?
You're right. Yes.
So I totally get that.
Yeah.
But to sit here and say that day is the best day of the dad's life too, that is so fucking stupid. Okay? Like, look. You want to be honest about how that day went for me? Yes. All right? I was very happy that it happened. It was really cool getting to meet my little guy for the first time. I was more afraid that I was going to hurt him than anything. Also, I was fucking exhausted because she was in labor for like 30 hours or something because because they kept giving her Pitocin, which is the thing that induces labor. It's supposed to make your cramps like mega cramps, right? But For reasons that I am legally not allowed to say,
The thoughts, opinions, and expressions of Clamboy Ryan in no way reflect those of Judy herself, the A Conversation with Judy and Ryan podcast, or parent company Take a Breath Productions. All rights reserved. Copyright 2020.
for reasons I am legally not allowed to talk about, she was pretty much fine with the Pitocin. It's because she's fucking evil. But I'm not allowed to legally say anything. So I've been up for more than 24 hours, right? And I'm afraid of like hurting this thing. Not to mention like there's fluids and the first time you change a diaper, it's not like regular poop. It's like
Right, because they
tar,
haven't eaten
goo
yet.
poop. So that's a whole thing. That day, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I wish that day had never existed, because that is part of being a parent, right? Like I said, I've told you, I should say, the first 6 months of parenting is basically a crucible in which you're just hoping to stay alive through it. And through the result, you like become super protective over this child.
Yeah.
But the first day sucked. I am never going to say that was the best day of my life. You know why? Because I have better days with my kid all the time. I'd much rather say that the day that I watched him hit a triple to tie a playoff baseball game up was a much better day than the day he was born. Okay? He won't even remember shit from the day he was born. We can celebrate the triple together.
Okay, fair. Fair.
And I don't understand why it's so important, because I get it. I used a fucking parody show to bring this point up. But why is it so important that we always say the birth of my child was the greatest day of my life? Why? Why not the day that your dick did its job and you inseminated the child? You actually did something on that day.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't inseminate the child. You inseminated your wife, who then you made the child.
Okay, Judy, we're going to get into biology.
It just sounded a little weird because you said inseminated the child. I'm like, don't do that.
Fair. That is fair. That's going to get me on a list for sure.
That's a disclaimer right there. That's where you should have used that.
Yeah.
The thoughts, opinions, and expressions of Clamboy Ryan in
not
no way
do that.
reflect those
Don't
of
do
Judy
that.
herself,
Do
the
not inseminate
Conversation
children,
with Judy
please.
and Ryan podcast, or parent company Take a Breath Productions. All rights reserved. Copyright 2020.
Fine.
Oh my God.
9 months earlier when you fermented the eggs,
Perfect, better.
okay? You did something. That day, you're just along for the ride. You're just waiting for whatever. I told you. The most exciting thing that happened to me is I thought that they were making popcorn in the operating room. If you're unaware, it's because they gave her a C-section, and C-sections nowadays are used with lasers. So her cooking flesh from the laser smelled like popcorn to me because I'm fat. So I asked my then wife at the time, "Are they making popcorn?" To which she said, "That's me, you fucking idiot." I can't imagine why we are not still together.
Classic Ryan.
But yeah, seriously, like, I love my kid. He is my number one priority. I love everything about him. But to say that the day he was born is the best day of my life is the dumbest thing that I can hear, just because, like I've said, I've had so many better days with him. I've had so much fun. And the older he gets and the more that he understands stuff, and honestly, even just getting to mess with him because he is young and in that kind of stupid, because he doesn't know any better mentality, messing with him and seeing him grow from that and being like, one time be like, "Oh, what?" And next be like, "You not gonna get me again." Like that stuff, that means so much more to me than just like, "Oh, he's here." So
Interesting.
like,
But it's true though. Like, that is what all dads do say. Like,
it's because if we say anything else, you see how they
conditioned to say
acted?
that? Yeah.
The realtor's trying to make a sale, and even she's like, "Really? The best day?" You shut your mouth, okay? You want to get some commission? You shutty the mouthy. All right, Judy, before we get out of here, you had brought up to me about a lot of people have been telling you that more cities or more people are pushing to do things on a local front rather than a corporation front.
Yes. Okay. So, my city where I live now just opened up in Einstein Bagels. Okay. And all you hear like chatter, like in our neighborhood group, like, oh, don't go to that big box corporation. Go support our local bagel place, blah, blah, blah. You know, or don't go to Starbucks. Don't go to, you know, whatever. Go support. I'm like, look, as much as I would love to support this bagel place or this coffee place, it's the convenience for me.
Right. 100%.
Like,
100%.
I know I can get in and out. I know the location. They have drive-throughs, and I get it that the local places aren't going to have this convenience because one, they probably can't afford it. You know, it's cheaper on one end and things like that. Like, I would love to support local businesses, but it's just not feasible for someone like me who's like on the go. I know the convenience is just, I don't know. It's just, it really bugs me that they're like, don't do this. It's bad. They're bad, corporations.
Well, you just don't like being told what to do. Let's just get that out of the way.
Sure. Yeah. But still, like, like, yes, I'm not against, yes, I wish more people would support local places. And if you can, great. But at the same time, like, not, this company is not bad and they're not trying to take businesses from local places. I don't think they are.
Well, also, here's the fallacy of what people are saying when they say that, okay? The fallacy of that is that Einstein Bagel is most likely a franchise. So for anyone who doesn't understand what that actually means, it means that it is, for all intents and purposes, a small business owned by a person who lives in your neighborhood somewhere abouts, right? That has to pay a fee to Einstein Corporate in order to be able to use their signage and everything like that, get all the ingredients, whatever it is, right?
Yes,
but essentially, it is a local business that just has a corporate overseer to help them along with the ins and outs.
Yes. Yes. And
So
I think that's another part that people don't understand about these. Yeah.
They think, oh, that's just that Einstein Bagel just opened up another place and there's going to take. No, guess what? Walmart is a corporation. Okay, they don't open up franchise Walmarts. Those are all owned by the corporation. When we're talking Einstein Bagels, McDonald's, insurance companies, right? Your agent, that's why I've seen the commercial with Jake. Your agent is a small business owner, so he knows about small business insurance. You should ask him, right? It's, okay. And the other thing with that is, do you know that depending on the type of franchise you are, that the employees of that business may not be considered employees of the corporation?
I did not know that.
Yes, there are specific instances where, and I will just use this as a one-to-one, like an insurance agent, right? He is a subcontractor of the insurance corporation. So technically, he's an employee of that corporation as a subcontractor, but still. All the people who work in his office, in their office, that's me being gender biased, my apologies. All the people that work in their office are not employees of said corporation.
So your paycheck will not say that insurance corp.
It would say the name of the business, which is normally the name of the agent - whatever insurance company they are, right? So like if I worked at Progressive, it would say Ryan Harrison Progressive, right?
Okay.
But all the people that work in that office do not work for said insurance company. They work for said agent. The insurance company still has all the oversight and can command that agent to fire his people because they don't like something that's going on. But in the actual paperwork of everything, they are not considered employees of said corporation.
Interesting. I didn't know
Right.
that. Okay.
So when we talk about support local, let's actually understand what we're talking about is that most of the places that you are quote unquote not supporting, Starbucks, I'm not sure about. I have to do more research on that one. Okay, because I know McDonald's and fast food places franchise. I know that a lot of most places that we would consider corporations are actually franchised. I'm not sure about Starbucks, so I have to look at that one.
Okay.
But yeah, that's when it comes to that, understand who you're actually supporting. And I'm not even saying that we should support the corporations. Because it's not like they're actually paying people enough money on the agent side to make it so that it's a feasible lifestyle to stay in that market. And I say that because at the boutique, I was having a conversation with my boss today. And I told him, this came up naturally. It wasn't like out of nowhere. I was like, hey, you don't pay enough. But I told him I was talking to him about this, and I said, yeah, you make a great point because, and I said it specifically because I didn't want to piss him off. I think that you pay more fairly than anyone else in the market that I've come across. I'm extremely happy here and I have no complaints about anything. Do you think you pay me enough to be able to go and buy a house? And he, to his credit, he took it for what it was, didn't get offended by it and said, no. And that bums me out because I used to think of this place as somewhere that people could spend the rest of their days at, grow old with me. And I would have like a team that we would just had been together for like 10 to 15 years or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I understand that this job is a stepping stone and I never wanted it to be a stepping stone, but that's all it can be right now because I don't make enough to be able to pay you guys enough to be able to, properly live in this market. Everything's gone up about 25%. Anybody gotten a raise of 25%?
Nope.
Exactly. I'm not complaining about it. That's just the reality of it. Okay.
Yes.
I saw a guy who showed the difference between he had all of his items from like 4 years ago that he ordered for a month. It was 45 items, right? And there's a reorder button. So he hit the reorder. When he originally ordered it, those 45 items came out to about $111, give or take.
Okay.
When he reordered it, $415.
Oh my God.
Right? So that's what I mean. When we talk about corporations, like look at the places where we get our food from, not pre-prepared food, but like our groceries.
Grocery
those
stores.
are fucking corporations, people. Okay?
Yes.
Like understand who you are actually going to when you talk about support local. You want to support local? Go to a fucking butcher. Go to a farmer's market. These are not things that I do because I don't bitch about supporting local. And also, I don't know where any of these things are. So if you know of a butcher in my area, let me know. But these are things that I'm talking about. If you actually want to support local, then do that. Don't bitch about someone going to Einstein Bagels while you trottle your fat ass into Walmart. Oh, I've got 69 cents off this pound of ground beef. Shut up. All right. That will do it for this week on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. I feel like there was a lot of growth, a lot of expression, a lot of venting that happened in this episode, and that's what I'm here for. So yes. I as always, I appreciate you, Judy.
That was good. That was really good. I appreciate you too.
And we both appreciate the eavesdroppers. I mean, you guys every week. I'm still so amazed.
All 52 subscribers.
I was gonna say, like, I'm so fucking amazed that we got 50. We're on the road to 100 subscribers right now because that's what you do. You're always on a road to something.
Look, we already passed halfway. That's all that matters.
So we're on the road to 100, and honestly, like I said, anytime that we get a subscriber, I act like I just scored in the Super Bowl. Like the levels of sound that go around this place are just kind of ridiculous. So I can't tell you. Even if, and seriously though, because not everybody wants to do that because then their algorithm gets messed up and everything. If you listen, if you watch, if you anything, we appreciate you. And really, that's all that, whatever you're doing is more than enough. So thank you. We will see how the debates ended up. I'm going to go listen to some people who actually, I can't wait for you. That's why he's not home yet. Keith is power walking. He's anger walking through the debates.
You know what? He might be.
He's on the prowl. He's walking the streets right now looking for someone with his sign. Who took it? Tonight's the night for revenge. Oh, I think we talked about in the break. Judy was interested that her husband wasn't home from the gym yet. So in case you were wondering. Yeah. All right. Now that I gave you the context, we will talk to you later. Bye. Bye.